Yeah, another one of my recent finds. Since this one was complete, Maco 300, it actually has two 8950s driving five 8950s. I actually bought it because I, looked at it and saw it wasn't in good shape, but it came with seven 8950s, and looking at the tubes, they looked pretty good. Didn't look beat up or rough or overheated or cooked or open vacuums or anything. So we bought the amp to get the tubes, but after we got it, the outside you could see the normal wear and tear and the surface rust and all that other stuff. So I thought I was gonna steal the tubes, but then I opened it up and looked inside. Of course, we recapped it, but we were looking inside this guy, and underneath everything looked real good. Tubes looked good, so it's like let's see what it do before we rob it and the tubes and use the carcass and the parts out of this thing. So put a new electrolytic caps in there, another electrolytic there, and another one over there, and check the diodes. It's got a few more around there, and everything checked good. So he's like, well, let's fire it up and see what we got. And this thing actually did what it was supposed to do. But while we inside, it's got a normal pi circuit for the output. That's the tune cap and the load cap. The choke is up top. That's the tune driver. Uses a L circuit for the driver tubes going into the final tubes with the variable cap there. And part of that coil and all that is the input tuner. So this one does have input tuning on it. And you can look at this compared to what I call the homemade and the junkyard junkers, and looks a lot better. A lot of people don't like CB amps or sweep tube amps and all that, but not too bad. Oh, it did not have bleeders on it. That's one thing I didn't like. So I put those two blue resistors on top of the high voltage caps there. So I got bleed. I don't like playing around or messing with amps that don't have bleeder resistors, because they'll hold a charge for forever. But with those bleeders on it, give it a couple minutes and it'll take all the charge off. So that's what it looks like inside. That's the back. That hole there is the input tuner. And that's all I wanted to show here. Let me carefully put my camera down and turn it back around. Before I fire it up, I'll show the tube section. You can see the surface rust and everything again. One thing that was wrong with this amp is, once I fired it up, is the had an open frame fan, one of those old open frame type. It was seized up, wasn't running, and modern box fans like this black one here are more efficient. Anyway, so and cheap, so I replaced the old open frame fan with that modern box fan. That's the output coil. Your five final tubes and your two driver tubes. I thought this was kind of unique that it has one parasitic suppressor for all five tubes, and then the driver tubes got a parasitic suppressor. That's that resistor with the coil around it. That's called a parasitic suppressor. So I thought that was kind of neat or interesting. The driver tubes got a parasitic suppressor each, and the finals got one that they share. Some amps don't have any parasitics. At 27 megahertz, from what I read, CB amps, 27 megahertz, it's not necessary, but it doesn't hurt either. It's like an extra precaution, but it's not always necessary at 10 meters. But anyway, I guess that's all I wanted to show up here on the 2 transformers in it. And we got it plugged in, and unless we knocked something while we moved it around and all that, it's firing up now. And after we recapped it and replaced the fan, we were surprised to find that everything works on this amp. One other thing, you know, these are self-explanatory: the power, high, low. Standby is a 3-way switch though. Up is operate and preamp on. In the center is everything off, or standby. And then lower is standby. No, it's not. Lower is operate with the preamp off. So operate with the preamp off, standby, and then operate with the preamp on. And then the AM SSB switch is self-explanatory. Tune, load, got a modulation light and a relative output meter. Let's put it on standby and go to the 20-watt scale, and just show what the radio's doing in it. 3 watts dead key on the 20-watt scale. We must be on peak audio, so about 12 watts peak. My whistle ain't working today. And put it on average. Audio, about 6.5. Whistling about 8.5. And that's all we doing putting into it. Over here we got the digital watt meter. That's in between the amp and the radio, so that's going to show input SWR. We're going into a dummy load, and right now it's showing an input SWR of 1.3. You know, with the amp in line, the watt meter in line, that watt meter in line, and then going to the dummy load. So anyway, it ought to be tuned up enough. We're going to put it on high and operate, and take it off the 20-watt scale. Let's go to the 2 kW scale. So it's dead keying at 250. Audio. Talking about audio 450. Actually, it was talking about 5 until I moved it around. So if I tweaked it up, it would probably do the extra 50 watts. Whistling at 600 on average. Hello. Audio. And as we're gonna go over on peak. Audio. Audio. So on peak we're dead keying low over 250, and hello. Swing to 700. Audio with a non-modified 4-watt radio going in. Nothing special. Like I say, everything works on this thing. Probably a little paint job, and I think this would be a nice looking, and as you can see, a good working amp. Audio. No hiccups, no glitches, no nothing. Yeah, I guess we'll put it on the low side last. Probably get about half. Let's take it off peak. You know, dead keying about 160. Audio, barely moving forward. Whistling at about 2 on the low side. Last we'll do it on peak on the low side. Audio, a little bit of forward swing, about 260. Audio, and that's about it for this Maco Amateur 300, 10 meter, 12 meter, 2 driving 5. 8950 tubes. All right,